All right, welcome back. Welcome back. Let's talk about Simon Gobadia and Porsha. Porsha Williams. If you don't know who they are, well, Porsha Williams is what do you call it? Porsha Williams is the hold on one second. Let me make sure that all is well here. Uh, okay. All right. Yeah, Porsha Williams is a reality star, House of Atlanta. You know, the real deal. And there was also a young lady who joined them some few seasons ago. Her name was let me see if I can remember. I think not Peline, Feline. Yeah, Feline. She joined and was supposed to be Portia's friend. They went over to her house. Before you knew it, less than half a season later on, Porsha had become the wife of the lady's husband. Okay, now they had their own drama and stuff like that. The lady's husband is one of our very own Nigerian brothers, Simon Gobadia. In recent times, there were some cases that came out. He was trying to become a citizen of the United States of America allegedly, and he was filing and he got denied, and that ended up in the hands of Bola Alat's Shade Room, the bloggers, and then it became a public thing. Within, I don't think it was up to 72 hours, Porsha filed for divorce to be separated. And ever since, they've been dragging themselves. And I highlight these stories to continue to remind you to know that separation and divorce is very expensive financially, spiritually, emotionally, right? Mentally, it's very expensive. So if you still have within your power, within your means to avoid it, as long as that is a healthy thing for you to do, I always suggest to do that. All right. Now, can you guys hear me? Hey, quick shout out to Chidima. Chidima said, "Good evening, MOP and Prestige fam. Let me know if you guys can hear me clearly. Hopefully, it's not too loud or anything like that. Let me turn this down a little bit. There you go. All right. So they've been dragging themselves on the internet ever since. They've been dragging themselves on the. So yeah, within I don't think it was up to 72 hours, at least less than a week. I don't remember. Porsha filed for divorce, and I can only imagine, because the guy. Then there were a couple of stories came out. He had faced deportation at least twice. He was deported allegedly at least once. He came back in allegedly with another name, Oriolori, at least once, So all of that's going on. Shout out to Brother Ben who was here earlier on to help us tap that like button. Yes, you can hear me. Thank you. Not to welcome. So that was I wanted to bring you up to speed with what's going on with that story. Um, there you go. Boom, reset. Okay, all right. So now he's been putting out all kind of crazy post. Like in this post here, is asking, is it appropriate to exchange expensive gifts with an ex while legally married to someone else? Who do you think he's talking about? Your guess is as good as mine. But let's answer the question though. Let's keep it strictly on the question before we get into what do we think he's talking about. All right, but is it appropriate to exchange expensive or gifts with an ex? Exchanging gifts with an ex is a no-no. Okay, it's a no-no. Number one, it's your present partner. I mean, especially if you're with somebody when you're presently legally married to another person, there's an extremely high chance that your new partner will find it disrespectful. Okay, we're all territorial. We all want to cover our base, want to protect what we feel belong to us. I know you don't own another human being. Shout out to Sheon Kuti. Always want to remind us we don't own another human being. But the reality is that when you get married to another person, right? the idea is that you want to commit to each other, and no intruders of any sort coming through. You want to call that's the intention for most people, including men. Yes, including men. So the answer to that question is that it is not appropriate. But now let's dig a little deeper. Why is he asking this question? Before we get into that, I want to see some of these chats. We're just warming up. We're going to get to the reaction story for today with Yvonne Gegede. All right, so the chat here says, is it appropriate to get engaged while you're still married? That's a question. Okay, now, oh God, he never expected it. Yeah, he did not see that coming. I bet he's still struggling to see this coming. The sign language from women is undefeated. If you ask stupid questions, they will multiply it for you, essentially. So this is a person saying, is it appropriate to get engaged while you're still married? There you go. They're already multiplying the question for him. Somebody said, this is why some women want to be by themselves, because they came across this kind of clowns first. They're calling him a clown now. Okay. He wants Porsha to care so bad. Somebody said he's 60 years old on Insta asking middle school questions. Anyway, I pray I never meet, date, or marry anyone who asks questions like this. The issue is not if it's appropriate or not appropriate. And that's what I want you to pay attention to. A lot of time people are talking when they're dealing with romantic relationship issues. They're doing a lot of talking that may make sense at a logical standpoint on paper. But unfortunately, we're dealing with emotional matters. There's usually a reason behind the scenes why they're asking that stupid question. That's why you should take your time to ask them, what do you mean? Yeah, just ask them. If you suspect, instead of you overreacting, because you can feel the spirit of condescension when they're doing it. You can feel the spirit of sarcasm. You can feel the spirit of what's the word? The now for disingenuous, right? Somebody who is not authentic. They're asking a question because they're actually trying to get at somewhere else. You can feel it. You might not be able to put your fingers on it. Don't assume ahead of them. That's how they get you. Don't assume ahead of them. Take your time. Don't tell them they're lying before you actually catch them. Like this. You have to catch them like this. Don't say, Don't do that. Don't do that yourself. Let's relax. Be patient. Let them take the time to tell on themselves, okay? If I were engaging Simon Gobadia right now, I wouldn't tell him he's lying. I will put on my patient hat and, I say, I'll give him the answer. No, it's inappropriate. Why do you ask? Why are you asking? Okay, so there's an hashtag here. Inquiring mind wants to know. Anyway, at this point, somebody said, at this point, just tell Andy to give him a pitch. Wahala. That's the pitch that the cast of Real House of Atlanta have to hold. He's going to bring more drama than the females. It's not looking good, bro. Why don't you just sort this out legally and move on with your life? Their marriage should actually be, if it was based off of my standard, it should be an annulment. It didn't last at all. It was extremely predictable. It didn't last a lot because the foundation was terrible, right? Porsha, to many, from a standpoint of the outside, was essentially a husband snatcher. And I know many people say no, but they were separated. They were not really friends. Anyway, from day one, since I've been covering this story, if the optics looks bad, it's just bad. Okay. This is a question for your attorney, not the group chat we ain't asked to be in. Where is ICE? ICE. I'm sick of this fugitive. Oh, ICE is like people that pick up. Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. All of your parents are immigrants. All of them. Remove us from the petty chat. Thanks, management. He's a step away from starting a podcast. Wahala. Is it appropriate to ask advice of 5 billion strangers? Is actually more like 8 billion strangers. 8 billion monitoring spirits. When you want us to believe your circle is lit, ask your friends. All right. Okay. Anyway, I just wanted to bring you up to speed with that. That's how petty gets. Okay. When you again, divorce, separation, they're very expensive. Okay. Not all divorce and separation are avoidable. Okay. Many a times, they are just a solution, a means to an end. It's been bad. It's toxic, but also, we know that a lot of people enter relationships, people like Porsha enter relationships without proper preparation, educating themselves. A lot of people are inside of relationship right now. They've never educated themselves, and the reality is that it's never too late. You can start now, especially if you notice that that relationship is been wallowing inside of potok. It's never too late. Okay, it's never too late to work on yourself. The first step is always to work on yourself. So, and you can't lose if you start like that. You cannot lose. Okay, but I wanted to know what your thoughts are about this. I wanted to see if I'm missing, because I don't follow all the way. I just wanted to extract some quick lessons, and then we'll keep it moving. All right. Do me a favor, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you are notified when we go live. Check out this next segment.
Hi, I'm Lola.
And this is Ola from Man of Prestige.
Did you know that nearly 50% of marriages end in divorce?
Studies also show that children raised in two-parent households tend to thrive.
If you're struggling in a broken relationship or marriage, you're not alone in facing these challenges.
But having a solid support system is crucial. We offer evidence-based relationship and marriage resources and coaching to help you navigate the difficult times.
Don't just wing it. Learn the principles that work.
Download our 2 free books and book your complimentary coaching session now at manofprestige.com.